Today we're going back in time to revisit a few breweries we've tasted in the past. Hello, my beer drinking friends, and welcome to another Two Brew Tuesday. I'm your host Andy, and today we're going back in time to revisit a couple of breweries that we've tasted previously. I've actually spent a lot of time out of town recently, and was actually covering the Southern California Homebrew Festival. You're gonna be seeing those videos very soon. So my beer cellar's been running a little low, and decided the best thing to do would be to taste some breweries that we've already tried before. So up first, from RavenBeer, we've got the Annabelle Lee White. This is a Belgian wit style beer. It actually mentions on here, beer sediment in the bottle. Please agitate before opening. A lot of wit beers tend to have a little bit of suspended yeast, but if you store them for a while, that yeast can all just settle to the bottom. So what I'm gonna actually do is place this bottle on the bar top rail here and just give it a nice gentle roll. Help get some of that yeast back in suspension so it'll look like a proper wit beer. So let's crack this guy open. Nice little pop there. All right, so this beer definitely has a nice golden color, just a little bit of haziness to it, a nice thick white head with lots of bubbles. There's definitely a lot of carbonation going on here. All right, so up front I'm getting a big wheat aroma from it. It's sort of got a mild amount of phenols, not too much spice. Very subdued, I think, for the style, but nice. No real hop aroma, but there is sort of just like this hint of a little bit of a banana thing going on. Well, all right, so definitely in the flavor, I'm getting a lot of those Belgian type fruity esters. Definitely the banana, a bit of clove, even almost just a touch of a bubblegum to it. It's got a pretty mild bitterness, but there definitely are hops there in the background. Helps to sort of clean up the palate and get you ready for that next sip. Yeah, really tasty actually. I can see this is one of those kind of hot weather beers. This is, something that will be very refreshing for you. I could see this going great with some barbecue chicken, something like that. So that's pretty damn tasty. So yeah, and as I mentioned before in our other video, you can go back and check that out if you want on our channel. These guys are based out of Baltimore, so of course everything is PO-related. And let's just move on to our second beer. So this actually comes to us from Destihl Brewery. They're located in Bloomington, Illinois. This is their Dos Vidania. It is a a Russian Imperial Stout, aged in oak. This is the 2016 version of this beer. Let's give it a pour and see what we're dealing with. So this is going to be kind of the polar opposite of our previous beer. This is a 12.5% ABV. Obviously it's an inky black. It's got a pretty thick tan, almost brown colored head with lots of bubbles. Oh wow, this has got a super rich aroma to it. Lots of dark malt character, but also lots of fruit. Sort of like this cherry, plum, almost even a raisiny character to it. It's also got just that background hint of the wood. It's not too strong in the aroma. really smooth actually. Again, this beer is really about the malt. There's no real hop flavor. There's definitely enough bitterness so that it doesn't come off too sweet, especially with something so high in alcohol. A lot of times that big alcohol will lend a sweetness to the beer, but this is actually really nice. And then it does have sort of that aged whiskey barrel character to it. I'm not sure if they say what kind of barrels. No, it's just a bourbon barrel, so no particular bourbon that's in there, but it's in the background. It's not one of those barrel beers that kind of hits you over the tongue with just like, feels like you're taking a bite out of a barrel. And then of course, after a sip or two, you start to feel that alcohol warmth. At 12.5% ABV, you're definitely going to feel that. But it's not actually too harsh, so it's very drinkable for how big a beer it is. This is the kind of beer you'd want on a cold night. It's great with, I would see, some vanilla ice cream. I could even see pouring this over some vanilla ice cream, making like a beer float, something like that. But really, really tasty beer. So again, thank you guys for joining us for Two Brew Tuesday. If you like this video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up. We've got lots of other content. As I mentioned, we just recently covered the Southern California Homebrew Festival. We just posted a teaser clip the other day, so I recommend you check it out. It's kind of funny. And until next Tuesday, everybody, cheers.